Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, Kendrick? Maria, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Miss Jocelyn, good morning. Merry Christmas to all of you guys. Good morning, good morning. I pray you all are doing well. This morning I felt like time of reflection. How many of you guys are embracing a time of reflection? How many of you are embracing? Vito, are you embracing a time of reflection? Are you studying you? Are you looking into you? How many of you can say with confidence, I'm looking into me, man. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. Well, this morning we are continuing this teaching series. Listen, Maria, I'm glad you're doing well. I've been praying for you guys. It was so good seeing you all the other day. Boy, that blessed my heart. That blessed me, man. That blessed me. So this morning, I want to talk about something that I think is so important on our journey to living life to the fullest. And that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. We are on a journey. That's what it is. Good morning, good morning, good morning to each of you. Good morning, Kim. How are you doing this morning? Listen, guys, how many of you are taking some time to reflect? How many of you are taking some time to reflect? You're looking back over this year and you're realizing, okay, it's day 27 of December, and now you got to start asking yourself, what am I going to do different? What am I going to keep doing? Okay, what am I going to do different in 2024? Write that down. What am I going to do different in 2024? Okay, what am I going to keep doing? You don't want to get rid of everything. Okay, you don't want to get rid of everything. Everything doesn't need to go, but something needs to go. Okay, something needs to go. Now, this morning I felt led, I felt challenged, I felt inspired to do this part 2 of this topic, where we're talking this week about competitive jealousy. We're talking about competitive jealousy. Boy, is it real? Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Competitive jealousy is real. And if you're not careful, it'll steal your joy. How many of y'all know that's the truth? It will steal your joy. And unfortunately, you would think competitive jealousy was only set aside for a particular group of people, but competitive jealousy is everywhere. Let me say it again. Competitive jealousy is everywhere. And so you got to look at yourself and you got to ask yourself, okay, have I addressed the silent, soft, not Anybody doesn't know because it's internal. 2024 is going to be an internal year like it's never been an internal year before. And when I say an internal year, but listen, if you don't get to the point of getting your mind right, your heart right, your vision right, your hearing right, your feelings right, just getting yourself right on the inside. And that means you start studying you and you start paying attention. You know, I'm a little jealous. Every now and again, I'm a little jealous. I get a little salty. I feel a little certain kind of way. And it's not right and it's not good. And I have to acknowledge it. I have to acknowledge it. Or I'm angry, or I'm mad, or I'm sad. You got to know your emotions. You got to know where you are. You got to know where you are. You don't want to lie to yourself moving forward. Okay? You don't want to lie to yourself moving forward. So this morning, I want to talk about competitive jealousy and how it affects relationships. And how it affects relationship. Some of us, God has placed the right people in our lives, but because we're dealing with jealousy at the core, and then we find ourselves actually aligning ourselves to try to compete with people we shouldn't be competing with. Some people you shouldn't be competing with, you should just be learning from. Okay? Let me say it again. Some people you should not be competing with, you should simply be learning from. And sometimes we confuse that. We mixed it all up. And we're trying to compete with who we should be learning from. And then we end up not doing well because that person is in a lane all by themselves. They're doing well and you can learn from them, but you shouldn't be competing with them because they ain't on your run. Y'all aren't on the same run. You got to learn to identify, listen, I'm on this particular run and this is where I'm trying to go. And the truth is, even though it may look similar, at the very core, the reason why you don't want to lean into competitive jealousy is because it'll cause you to go and get stuff you shouldn't be getting. It will cause you to do things you shouldn't be doing. How many of you have ever been around people who you thought at some point they should have been happy for you, but they were always trying to one up you? Let me say that again. How many of you have been around people who should have been happy for you, but every time you got around them, they try to one up you? They try to one up you. What do you mean they try to one up you, Miller? You know, you told them, hey, listen, man. Yeah, I just bought me a nice car. You know, come and check out my car. You know, it's a 2021. They said, "Oh yeah, I was gonna get that car, but you know, that car is not good with fuel." And I'm telling you, it's the number one car that's being stolen. So I didn't get that. I went ahead and got me a Tesla. You should have gotten a Tesla. What's up with that? What's up with that? How many of y'all have seen people do that? You know, you told them, hey man, I'm thinking about going to enroll in these classes, you know, but I'm gonna go to the classes at night, 3 nights a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm going back to school. I'm gonna go to that small campus on the east side. And then they try one up you. Well, yeah, well, you know, last year I went back to school, but I went virtual because, you know, after the pandemic, it was all about virtual, man. I wouldn't waste my time trying to go on a new campus right now. I would just, hold on. That's a part of a spirit that actually messes up relationship. And there are a lot of people you're aiming to do better, but the people who are around you, rather than encouraging you and rather than just simply embracing the fact that you're on a journey together, they're trying to one up you. They're trying to figure out how they can make themselves look better around you. And that's really not where we should live. That takes away the joy, that takes away happiness, that takes away the appreciation for any given moment, because when you should be embracing someone else's success, you're trying to compete with it. While you're trying to compete with someone else's success, you're not giving them the opportunity to bask in the joy of having signed up for the class or having purchased the car or actually rented their first apartment or actually signed the deal for something specific. You got to learn how to get out of the way. Number one, you got to learn how to get out of the way and appreciate where people are without feeling some kind of way on the inside. In addition, you got to also pay attention to the people who don't feel okay with the fact that you coming up. There are some people who aren't okay with you coming up. As a matter of fact, you bought a new car. They used to like you when you didn't have a car, but now you got a car. You don't even hear from them much because what's going on? They couldn't appreciate that you got a little car. They couldn't appreciate you got your own apartment. They couldn't appreciate that you went ahead to start your side business. There are people who have this competitive jealousy element working within them. And I said it a little bit earlier, and it's worth saying again, competitive jealousy is real. Okay, competitive jealousy is real. There are people who are always wanting to one up each other. There are people who are never happy for the other person because they're always looking at themselves and they're always questioning, why haven't I got what this person got? Okay, and that whole element of not being happy for another person and their achievement and their growth and their accomplishments, man, you got to all look at yourselves and just ask yourself, am I struggling with this? Oh God, help me not to struggle with it. And then help me to have people around me who's okay with me doing well, and help me to be okay with those who are doing well. You want to do life? Watch this. You want to do life at the highest level? The highest level would have you around some common-minded people who are similar to you, people who are okay, people who are not afraid to see you shine and soar. How many of you have seen the behavior where one person has rise to the occasion of doing well, and then there are public gatherings, like literally gatherings of people just dogging each other? Okay, dogging each other. I believe that this is the season for you to be able to realize there is enough for everybody. There is enough for everybody. And the truth is, even though I'm trying to do this and you're trying to do that and the other person is trying to do that, we can all cheer each other on. And somebody said, well, he's growing faster than you. Well, he's growing however God is wanting him to grow. The truth of the matter is, we're in two different lanes. We're in two different places. Even if our giftings and callings and interests are similar, at the very base, there are a number of different reasons and things that can keep us from not being the same at our level of accomplishment. I just know that resentment presides in jealousy. Okay, I just know that hatred presides in jealousy, and you got siblings who are jealous of each other. You got friends who have been lifelong friends who are now jealous of each other. There are co-workers who are jealous. I mean, you're a part of organizations where you're a member and you could feel jealousy. You just decided to change your wardrobe and you're feeling the negative and the horrible energy of some people. I'm here today to tell you, as we cross over into 2024, ask God to help you to be free from competitive jealousy. Competitive jealousy is real. Oh man, you're doing well, but you can't appreciate how well you're doing because you're looking at somebody else's and how they're doing, and you're questioning, why aren't you where they are? Okay, you're questioning, why aren't you where they are? And what that is doing is it's causing you not to appreciate the present. You don't even have a genuine smile. Boy, it's a sad thing. Listen, you got to get to the point where you start practicing to smile for another person. You just got to learn how to laugh for another person. You got to learn how to pat a person on the back and do it when it don't even feel good, to the point until it gets to being so good that you start to do it and it becomes a part of who you are. You can break that bad habit and emerge to be somebody you may have not been before. I like what Melissa said. Listen, 2024, let's love one another. Okay, now here's the deal, and that starts with people who you got little feelings about in regards to after she got her car, after this one got their house, after this one got married, after this. Let me tell you something. Let it all go. Let it all go. You want your best life to be a life that is experienced at the highest level in the new year. Let it go. Tell yourself it's me versus me. I don't have no feelings about anybody. I like seeing people win. Okay, I like seeing people do well. Okay, I wrote this down. Competitive jealousy operates like a subtle poison. Okay, it affects relationship and is so discord among the brethren. Okay, it's so discord among the brethren. Rather than celebrating each other's success, individuals start comparing and fostering unhealthy atmosphere with each other. You get to the point where you realize, hey man, I'm as a matter of fact, I'm gonna say this. Listen, you go ahead and start practicing celebrate. Text somebody today and say, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you're doing well. You know somebody who years ago they weren't doing well. Now they're doing well and they don't even hear from you. But it feels like, oh, come on, are you not happy that I'm doing well? Cheer them on, man. Cheer them on. Tell them I ain't got no hate in me. I'm celebrating your accomplishment. I'm celebrating your wins. Let's start practicing giving people thumbs up as to what we see in them that's good. We live in an evil world. We live in a world that is so Debbie Downer and so many people are not in good places that when you meet a genuine person, a person who really has the love of God in their heart and they have genuine interest in seeing you win, let me tell you something. Learn to say something to those people, man. Learn to show up and say, listen, thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you for the pat on the back. Thank you so much. When you're dealing with competitive jealousy, it messes up friendship and it brings in a level of competition. I believe in competition. I think there's nothing wrong with competition. I like a good competition every now and again. But whenever competition gets to the point where it starts to affect your heart, whenever it starts to darken your heart and it causes you to start moving in a very poor, negative thinking place, an evil thinking place, you need to examine yourself. You could win because you're that competitive, but you could be losing because you're now alone, only to find yourself checking off what you think you should have accomplished because of your drive and determination, but because of your heart, because of the evil intent of your desires, you got more, but you still actually feels like you have less because your motives weren't right. Your motives weren't right. Search within me, O Lord, and make sure that the desires of my heart is aligned with your perfect will for my life. Oh man, I'm going to say this. Communication, a cornerstone for strong relationships, are often challenged with competitive jealousy. So you have a relationship, but you start realizing, how many of y'all realize you can't even talk about what you have accomplished? You can't even talk about where you're trying to go. You could, how many of you've gone in settings where you can't even highlight what you've won, like how you've. Oh man, that is so sad. You got a promotion, can't refer to it. You got an upgrade, can't refer to it. Somebody said, well, I don't care about what people think. Yeah, I don't care about what people think too, but there are a lot of people who do care. Okay. And there are times when I would like for the table to genuinely be happy for me, or I know I should be happy for this person. And I shouldn't be trying to one up them and try to be like, okay, yeah, I know what you just said you accomplished, but here's what I'm trying to accomplish. Let them have their moment. Let them have their moment. Miller, why are you talking about this on effective living? I'm here today to tell you we have to learn how to get along. Okay? If you're going to live life effectively, you're going to have to live life within a community. You're going to have to live life with other people. And one of the things about doing life with other people is that human beings have a competitive side to them. And if you're not careful, competitive jealousy will pop in. It will show up and it will cause you to start competing with somebody you should be learning from. Okay, you will be competing with somebody you should just simply be enjoying the journey with. All right. So it's about examining you. It's always about examining me. How can I be better in this regard? How can I be a better brother to my brothers to make sure they know I'm not trying to compete with you. I'm trying to celebrate you. How can I be a better sister to my sisters by saying, you know what, I want to celebrate you. I don't want to compete with you. We're one. When you win, I win. When I win, you win. Okay, and so I'm not trying to show you up. You shouldn't be trying to show me up. We're just both trying to win. We're both just trying to win. And so look at yourself and ask yourself, God, how can you reveal in me in this next season areas of my life where I can give a thumbs up? There is competitive jealousy among children and parents. There are competitive jealousy among boss and employees. Okay? I mean, it is bad. It is bad. So let me close out with this, okay? Man, jealousy, I believe at its core is a devil, is a demon, it's a spirit. Okay, and I believe that you have to identify that spirit and says, you know what, at my core, I find myself not being happy for other people's success. I find myself, not wanting to be at the table of people celebrating what they're doing in life. And then there are others. Sometimes you just got to know, I always have to one up everybody. The table has to always be about me, or the room has to always be about me. You got to look into that. You got to look into that. It doesn't have to always be about you. As a matter of fact, on this journey, you want to learn how to identify other people's hustle and celebrate their success and their drive. Sometimes somebody may have not acquired much in their pursuit, but their trying should be celebrated. And they didn't quit. How many of y'all know it's easy to quit? It's easy to throw in the towel. It's easy to feel alone and just out here just trying to do a little something. So I'm here today to tell you, look at yourself and ask yourself, hold on, write this question down. How have competitive jealousy disrupted my relationships? How have competitive jealousy disrupted my relationships or limit my relationships? Do you know I teach something, and I know most of you guys have heard this before. We're all being watched by somebody who's capable of helping us. But a lot of time, competitive jealousy would have us not to submit to someone who can help us because we're competing with them. And we don't want to even expose the fact that we're wanting to learn and do better. And they can help us, but we won't even reveal it. We won't even reveal it. We will just sit right on that sideline with our bad spirit and suffer and lose and not embrace the help. This is the season for you to come clean. Okay? And listen, man, when it's all said and done, you want God to be glorified. You want God to be glorified through your life. You want to figure out how can you get a little bit better, and then you want to help others to get better. As I close this out, I want you to know one of the sweetest feelings in the world is to know that you're helping others to win and appreciating where you are also equally winning. You're not feeling bad about others winning, and you're not, come on, somebody. You're not feeling bad about others winning, and you are also embracing the fact that you're doing better than you've done before. Now, comparing yourself with others, it's one of the ways to suck the joy out of your life. If you really want to do well, learn how to appreciate who you are and where you are. If you really want to do well in life, learn how to appreciate those who are around you, where they are and where they're going. Celebrate other people's success. Get the spirit of jealousy out of your heart, out of your mind, out of your life. If it's a behavior that you've struggled with before, try your best to uproot that thing and live at a higher level. And then if you are surrounded by jealous people, pull away from them. Let me tell you something. Jealous people are dangerous people. Okay? People who are jealous. Okay, people who are jealous are dangerous, and you gotta be careful. You gotta sleep with one eye open with a person who's jealous, a person who don't feel good about you, because they will sabotage your success. They will do whatever they can because, oh man, let me tell you something. Watch out for a jealous spirit. Allow the Holy Spirit in this next season to give you the spirit of discernment. Some of us have lost, okay? Some of us have lost. Melissa, you're right. They smile in your face and they're not happy for you. And if you can tell that spirit, mark it. Mark that spirit and then be careful. Okay, be careful. You don't want to run Judas from the table, but you want Judas to know you know who Judas is. Okay. So, yeah, you don't have to run Judas away from the table, but you must mark Judas. Jesus knew exactly who Judas was. And so go ahead and start celebrating and embracing and appreciating where you are and where you're going. But do this for me. This is the lesson that I want you to take away from this today. Do that for others as well. Do it for others even when it doesn't feel good. Okay? Because what it'll do is it'll break you into establishing a new habit. It's like having to change your diet. It's like having to work out when you didn't want to work out. I'm in the gym now and I'm having to work out like I've not worked out before. And because I'm doing something I haven't been accustomed to, it doesn't feel good. But if I keep doing it, after a while, it'll become natural and it'll become a part of how I work out. Okay, it's the same thing about celebrating others and cheering other people on. Do it until you find yourself doing it so natural, and that God will breathe on your effort, and you're gonna win because of it. Because let me tell you, everybody's looking for genuine, honest, healthy people who are okay with their success or their pursuit. You know, there are a lot of people who are just not even interested in your pursuit. Learn to celebrate others, okay? And don't just do it. Do it 3 ways. I'm going to close with this. Do it 3 ways. When I say learn to celebrate others, learn to say something. Learn to say something. If they're doing well, say something. That's number 1. Number 2, learn to pray for them in private. Boy, let me tell you something. If you got an issue with somebody and you're praying for their blessing in private, you're a big person. Father, I bless their marriage right now. I bless their finances right now. I thank you, God, for their home. Their bills are being paid for right now. I thank you, God, that whatever they put their hands to prospers right now. I pray, God, that no sickness will affect their bodies. I pray, God, that their family has peace that passes all understanding. Father, I pray for my sister. I pray for my brother. Pray for them. And then last but not least, okay, so first one was say something to them. Let them know, man, congratulations. Send them a text, send them an email, see them in the corner, see them as source, say something. Second one is pray for them, okay? Pray for them. And then thirdly, publicly celebrate them. That right there, publicly celebrate them. Hats off to you, bro. Hats off to you, sis. I'm so happy for you. Even if it feels difficult in your stomach, break the spirit. Break it, break it, break it. You do those 3 things, I promise you, man, it'll enrich your life for the better because you will become a better person, but then it'll also attract better people to you because people will have liked those 3 behaviors. A lot of people don't practice those 3 things. A lot of people are seeing people do better and they ain't saying nothing. A lot of people know the power and purpose of prayer, but they ain't praying for nobody. And last but not least, they're definitely ain't publicly celebrating you. But if you could do that, you can get past the spirit of competitive jealousy that keeps us back from appreciating what others are doing in their particular lives. God bless you guys. Don't miss tomorrow. Competitive jealousy. 2024, I'm in a lane all by myself. I am not competing with nobody. I am jealous of nobody. I like who I am. I like where I'm heading. And hats off to you for what you're doing. And let's go to the top together. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.